Hi, I'm Ohio nursing home abuse lawyer Will Eadie. I was just reviewing the 2018 data that was published by Medicare in April of 2019, in particular looking at how nursing homes addressed medication issues with their residents. And there's three main categories that we can look at to try to determine if a facility is over-medicating the residents in the facility. One is the amount of antipsychotic type medications that are being prescribed as a percentage of the residents. Now, some residents are going to need this type of medication. There's no doubt about that. Some residents are not. And as we see the percent of residents who are prescribed this type of medication going up, one explanation or possible explanation for that is that the facility is seeking and obtaining prescriptions and using medications like that to keep residents docile and over-medicated. This can have, besides just being a terrible quality of life for the person, this can lead to falls, delusions, dehydration, malnutrition, really some bed sores. If they're not being turned in reposition, they're just staying kind of comatose in one position. So the percent of long-term residents who are on these types of medications can be a negative indicator as the percent goes up for a nursing home. I also looked at a second category of data, which is a different type of medication, again for long-term residents, and that's hypnotic or anti-anxiety medications that can be used to keep someone docile, even catatonic, can have similar impacts, including respiratory depression for some folks that can lead to pneumonias. But again, you can have falls, bed sores, things like that, or just outright over-medication. And as we see the percentage of long-term residents on this type of medication go up, that can be a negative indicator for a nursing home. And then the third category of data I looked at for these are for short-term residents. How many short-term residents are given new prescriptions for antipsychotics? Now, that number is going to be a lot lower for most facilities, obviously, and it's going to be a rare circumstance where a new short-term resident should need antipsychotic medication they weren't already receiving. But of course, there can always be reasons that could justify some of those instances. You can have psychotic episodes or cognitive decline as the result of surgeries, injuries, things like that that could lead to short-term admission at a nursing home. So what I did is I went ahead and I took that data. I took the 20 worst performing, if you think of this as a negative indicator, worst performing nursing homes in Ohio, and I stuck them in a table just at first because I'm a nerd, but also I wanted to share this information. This is Medicare's data, and if we take a look at this, we see the worst 20 nursing homes by percentage of long stay residents who receive the antipsychotics. And, you see these folks, they may have some arguments, but the idea that 86% or 76%, more than half of the residents at these facilities are receiving antipsychotic medications is pretty ridiculous. We also have added the nursing homes with long stay residents who receive the anti-anxieties. What you'll see is there's a lot of overlap on these groups. It seems like a common trend. And then we also put up the nursing homes by percent of short stay residents who received antipsychotics. There's less overlap. There's some here. And we made that available for folks on our website. I will put a link in the comments. I think this is an important thing to look at to see if you have a loved one on that list, or maybe if you work at a facility on that list, or are a medical director or physician serving residents on facilities on this list. It's a great time to revisit the policies and the prescriptions that are being written for these residents, or always make sure that if you have a loved one in a facility, whether they're on this list or not, and you are the sponsor of that resident, that you find out what medications are they on, why are they on those medications, how long are they going to be on those medications, and expect and insist that you are updated if medication changes are made. It can be so important to long-term health in a nursing home. This is Ohio nursing home abuse lawyer Will Eadie, hoping everyone stays happy and healthy in a nursing home. Thanks.